my channel Microbiology with Archana, and in today's video we are going to see how to do total carbohydrate estimation by phenol sulfuric acid method. So let's start. First of all, we will see what are the requirements for this practical. We need 5% phenol, we need concentrated sulfuric acid, we need standard dose response curve of glucose, and here I have prepared SDR of the glucose from the range that is 100 to thousands microgram per ml. To prepare the SDR, we will need a stock of glucose that is 1000 micrograms per ml stock. So this was the requirement. Let's see the principle of this method. Now, before telling you the principle of this method, I will tell you why we are doing total carbohydrate estimation. If you have seen my last video, there I have told you about the reducing sugar estimation by DNSA method. So in that method, we are just finding out the reducing sugar, and in this method, we are finding out the total carbohydrate, that is reducing as well as non-reducing sugars. Okay, so let's see the principle. Now, polysaccharide. So whatever carbohydrate is there in your sample, that is unknown sample, that polysaccharide in presence of sulfuric acid, it gets dehydrated. So dehydration reaction will take place and 5-hydroxy methyl is produced. Now this 5-hydroxy methyl it is produced in hot acidic condition, and this 5-hydroxy methyl in presence of phenol, it will give you orange to brown color solution because it reacts with the polysaccharide. So if your sample is having carbohydrate, then naturally orange to brown color compound is going to be produced, and we are going to take the absorbance of that compound at 480 nanometer. Okay, so this was the principle of the method. Now, I will tell you how to prepare the standard dose response curve. Okay, so to prepare the standard dose response curve, here is the dilution scheme for it. Now I have with me the stock of glucose, that is 1000 micrograms per ml. Now here I will need 10 test tube, and at the same time I will need blank also. So here concentration of your final volume, that will be the micrograms per ml. So I am preparing the SDR in the range of 100 to 1000 micrograms per ml. Second column is of stock, third is of distilled water, next your phenol reagent, then concentrated H2SO4. So to prepare 100 micrograms per ml of the dilution from the stock, what you have to do? You have to take 0.1 ml of stock and you have to add 0.9 ml of distilled water. So the total volume, it will be 1 ml, and the concentration of that will be 100 micrograms per ml. Second, that is 200 micrograms per ml. You have to take 0.2 ml from the stock. You have to add 0.8 ml of distilled water. For preparing 300 micrograms per ml, you have to take 0.4, then 0.6 of distilled water. Then for 500 micrograms per ml, you have to take 0.5 ml from the stock, add 0.5 ml distilled water. To prepare 600 micrograms per ml, you have to take 0.6 ml of your stock and add 0.4 ml of distilled water, and so on. Now, the last, that is the 10th tube, which has a concentration of 1000 micrograms per ml. Here, you will take 1 ml from the stock and you don't have to add distilled water because the stock itself 1000 micrograms per ml. So after addition of stock and distilled water according to this table, you will have with you 10 tubes from the range of 10 to 1000 micrograms per ml. Now to all the 10 tubes you have to add 1 ml of the phenol, that is 5% phenol, and after that you have to add 5 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid. After that you have to cool the tubes and then you have to take the absorbance at 480 nanometers. Now at the same time you have to set a reagent blank also. To prepare reagent blank, we will take 1 ml of distilled water and we will add 1 ml of your phenol, 5% phenol, and 5 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid. Now for today's practical, I have taken 2 samples, that is sample 1 and sample 2. Sample 1 is my lemon juice sample, sample 2 is the sugarcane juice. Now you have to take 1 ml of sample, add 1 ml of phenol, 5% phenol, and then 5 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid. Same thing with the second sample, that is 1 ml of the sample, 1 ml you have to add 5% phenol and then you have to add 5 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid. After all the addition you have to wait, cool, let the tubes cool because you have added concentrated sulfuric acid. So the test tubes, it will become hot. After cooling, you have to take the absorbance. So this is the protocol of the estimation of total carbohydrates by phenol sulfuric acid method. Now let's do it practically. Okay students, so let's do practically the phenol sulfuric acid method. Now I will show you what reagents I have with me. So first of all, this is my stock of glucose, which is 1000 micrograms per ml. This is my phenol reagent. I have with me distilled water. Then I have concentrated sulfuric acid. Now let's start the dilution dilution. Now to prepare the SDR, standard dose response curve of glucose, I will show you how to prepare the SDR. So let's do the addition according to the table. So now I have with me 10 tubes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 till 1000 micrograms per ml. Now what I will do is, first of all I will add my stock of glucose. So in my first tube I am going to add 0.1 ml. So let's start. Here I am adding 0.1. Then in my second tube I am going to add 0.2 ml of the stock. In the third, 0.3 ml from the stock. Then 0.4. 0.5, then 0.6 ml from the stock, then 0.7 ml from the stock, then 0.8 ml from the stock, then 0.9 ml from the stock, and to my last tube 1 ml from the stock. So the last tube is 1000 micrograms per ml. So now I will keep the stock of glucose aside because I don't need that. So what I have done is I have added the stock in all the 10 tubes. Now what I will do is I will add the distilled water. So in my first tube, I have added 0.1 ml from the stock. So here I have to add 0.9 ml of distilled water. So total volume it will be 1 ml. So let's start. So 0.9 ml. 0.8 ml. 0.7 ml of distilled water. Then 0.6 ml. Then 0.5 ml distilled water. Then 0.4 ml of distilled water. Then 0.3 ml of distilled water. Then 0.2 ml of distilled water. And then 0.1 ml of distilled water. So in the last tube, I am not going to add distilled water because the volume is 1. So if you look, all the 10 tubes, it has the volume of 1 ml. Total volume is 1 ml. So dilution scheme of SDR is finished now. Now what I will do is, I will start adding the reagents. So what I have to do is, now at the same time I have to prepare blank also. So what I will do is, I will take 1 ml. I will take 1 ml of distilled water for blank. And then I have two samples, that is sample 1 and sample 2. Now let's start the addition of the phenol. Now to all the tubes, that is the 10 tubes, 1 blank and 2 sample, I will first add my 5% phenol. So I have finished addition of 5% phenol to the 10 tubes. Now I will add phenol to blank, to my sample 1, to sample 2. So now I have added phenol to all my tubes. Now it's the time to add the sulfuric acid. Now when you are adding sulfuric acid, be very much careful. Why? Because the acid is corrosive, and to add acid, I will not suck it, but I will take the acid with the acid dispenser. So we have to add 5 ml of acid to all the tubes. Now when I am adding acid, you will see there is a formation of furfural. There is noise also coming out. So be very much careful while adding the acid. While adding acid, you should take care that you should not directly bump the acid, but you should dispense the acid on the side wall of the tube. You can see the noise coming out. Slowly, slowly you have to add acid. In this way, in all the tubes, you add acid to blank also and to sample 1 and sample 2. Now I am adding concentrated sulfuric acid to my sample 1. Be very much careful while adding the acid because it is very corrosive. So now my all additions are over. You can see the fumes coming out. So what we will do is we will wait for a while till the tubes they cool. After cooling we will take the OD. Okay students, the tubes are cooled now. You can see the change in color. This is the last tube, brown color, and this is the first tube. So you can see the difference between the first and last tube. This is my blank, you can see, and these two are the samples. Now let's take the absorbance of these. Now if you are having any natural food sample or fruit sample, then you have to do dilution of that sample. So here I took sugarcane juice and lemon juice, so I diluted it. So sugarcane juice, the dilution factor is 10 raised to 3, and lemon juice, the dilution factor is 10 raised to 1. So that dilution factor you have to multiply afterwards. So let's start with the absorbance. Now I will set 0 with my reagent blank. So I will take reagent blank. Always you have to wipe with the tissue paper so that the finger impressions are not there. So I adjusted the filter at 480 nanometer. Now here the reading is not 0, so I have to adjust that to 0. I will set 0 with my adjusting screw. So now you can see it is 0. Now I will take another cuvette and I will add my first, that is 100 micrograms per ml, and I will take the absorbance. I will remove the blank. I will put, now you can see the reading is 0.27. Again I will remove this. I will place back in my first tube the sample. I will take second. You have to mix it thoroughly so that the color is evenly distributed. Again you have to see whether the setting is at 0. Remove the blank, put the sample. You can see the reading, it is 0.53. And in this way you have to take all the readings and note down it, and after that I will show you how to plot the graph. Okay students, so these are my readings, 10 to 1000 micrograms per ml, 10 readings. This is for sample 1, this is for sample 2. So these are the readings. From this reading I have plotted the standard graph of glucose. Now if you see over here, this is the graph paper, this is the x-axis. On x-axis I have plotted concentration of my glucose the units are micrograms per ml. So from 100 to 1000. So this is the SDR. On y-axis you can see absorbance I have plotted at 480 nanometer. So from the table whatever readings I got, I have plotted the graph. So let's see the scale. So this is the scale. On x-axis 1 centimeter is 100 micrograms per ml, and on y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 0.05 OD units. So what I did, I plotted the graph and 3 points I took, and I draw a straight line which passes from the origin. Now I have with me my two readings, that is sample 1 and sample 2. So sample 1, it is having the value that is 0.89. So what I will do is, I will plot that. So 0.8 is here, so 89, so it is here. So I will extrapolate it. And here also. So this is for my sample 1, that is, it is 6, 8 it is. So it is, sample 1 is 680 micrograms per ml. Now sample 2 is 0.98. So it is 0.9 here, so 98 is here. I will extrapolate it. And here also I will extrapolate it on the x-axis, and I will see the interception. So it is coming here. So sample 2, it is 750. So my sample 2, it is having 750 micrograms per ml. But the two readings, whatever I got, I have to multiply that by the dilution factor. So I will tell you how to do it. So just now only we took the OD of the two samples. So sample 1, we got the OD, and from that OD we extrapolated that OD value, and we got the concentration of glucose on the standard graph. So the concentration, it was 680 micrograms per ml. Now what? See, 680 micrograms per ml is the concentration of the sample which I diluted. Okay, so here you will have to multiply by dilution factor. So dilution factor for my sample 1 is 10 raised to 1. So I multiplied 680 into 10. So it came 6800 micrograms per ml, and I converted that into milligrams. So 6.8 mg per ml. So sample 1 has total carbohydrates of 6.8 milligrams per ml. Now my sample 2, I diluted the sample 2, and the dilution factor for my sample 2 is 10 raised to 3. So what I did, whatever concentration of glucose I got from the standard graph, that was 750 micrograms per ml. So I multiplied that with the dilution factor, that is 10 raised to 3. So it came 750000 micrograms per ml, and that I converted that into mgs per ml. So it is 750 milligrams per ml. So sample 2, here it has the total carbohydrates of 750 mgs per ml. So in this way, in today's video, I showed you how to find out the total carbohydrate of any sample. You can take any sample and you can find out the total carbohydrate in it by using the phenol sulfuric acid method. So I hope you like my video. If you like my video, please like it, share it and subscribe it. Thank you.